Hi, Irina. I want to apologize about your set of essays yesterday. Um, it was a technical glitch, so here we go again. We'll take a look at your essays once again and correct them. This time I hope you can hear the correction. Let's see what happened here. Okay, the Olympics. So, experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether international sports competitions, you don't need a the here, such as the Olympics. And you also don't need these capitals because this isn't a title of anything. So, lowercase for all those words except for Olympics. So, have debated whether international sports competitions such as the Olympics are worth being held nowadays. Some believe that they are totally useless. Here you need a however. Personally, I strongly believe that such sports events are paramount. You need believe here instead of agree because agree is as if you're agreeing with this previous statement, but you're not because you've just said, however, and you're supporting the opposite point of view, so that needs to be changed. This essay will demonstrate this point of view using the arguments and examples outlined below. Now, another thing that I want to talk to you about is I would like you to get into the habit of leaving a space between each of your paragraphs. Here, you're okay, you're safe because there is this gap right here. But if you had gone to the end of this line, then it would have been problematic because the examiner would not know where one paragraph ends and where another begins. And that's something that will affect your coherence and cohesion score. So please be aware of it and avoid this. That's why we always recommend leaving a space, a line, a full line between your paragraphs, okay? So, firstly, there's ample evidence that since their advent, the Olympic Games have united nations and contributed in overcoming disagreements. This is largely because that for a very, very long period of time, people all over the world have been brought together to cheer on the athletes from their country. Okay, I don't know about this statement here, but let's keep going. This fact has always created a perfect platform to raise awareness for urgent political issues and to rally the population. Okay. For example, in 2018, the Olympics acted as a source of solving disputes between North and South Korea, and the sportsmen of both countries participated under one flag. Consequently, it is possible to state beyond doubt that international sports activities are of great importance. Following the progression of your ideas is a little complicated. So you say that it unites nations and helps them overcoming disagreements. So what are you telling us? That the first example of this is that people from, say, for example, South Korea all get together and they cheer on South Korea, and so this creates unity. That's what I think you're trying to say. But then this doesn't make sense. If that's what you were saying, this doesn't really make sense because then you're saying it raises awareness for urgent political issues and it rallies the population. And then you say that North and South Korea participated under one flag. So I'm not really following the logical progression because it's kind of like, well, which happened first? Did North and South Korea participate under one flag, and this in turn created unity between the two peoples of those countries? Or are you telling us that because the peoples of those countries got together and rallied and became aware of the problems, then they decided to, appear together under one flag? So it's all a little confusing to me. I can't really say that the links between these ideas are absolutely clear. So that's something that I would like you to look at a little bit, okay? All right, so furthermore, it must not be forgotten that the Olympics facilitates the development of international friendship and cooperation. There were moments in history when international sports contests, again, lowercase, because you're just talking generally here, it's not a title of anything, helped people to stay aware of the situation in the world around them. For instance, during the Cold War, when the citizens of the Soviet Union were isolated from other nations, the Olympic Games in 1980 gave them a chance to look behind political shields and to understand that common people across countries share the same values. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that the Olympics promotes tolerance and reconciliation. Okay, this kind of feels related to your argument about North and South Korea too, doesn't it? I mean, I can't think of a more isolated country than North Korea, and so I have to be honest with you and tell you that these kind of seem all a little related to me. And I'm wondering if you could have maybe talked about something different, some other real benefit of the Olympics and why we should continue to have them. I mean, is there any other thing that you can think of? What about the benefits to the infrastructure of the countries that host them? I mean, many countries state that they've had huge benefits in the infrastructure. Like, for example, if you take cities like Athens in Greece, they didn't have a metro system before the Olympics, and it's now one of the best crowning achievements of those Olympic Games that the city of 5 million people now has a metro. So, maybe you could have talked about that, because I just kind of felt like these ideas were a little, I don't want to say repetitive, but they kind of talked about very similar themes here. So I was wondering if maybe you could have talked about something else here instead. Let's see. Okay, let's move on. In conclusion, from the arguments, plural, and examples given, I firmly believe that the Olympics should not be canceled by the International Commonwealth. It is obvious that the advantages of such sports events are crucial. Okay, that's lovely. So the great news is that your grammar, your vocabulary, all of that is well controlled. I do have some slight concerns about the way you developed this essay and the what you chose for your main ideas. But other than that, it was well done. Okay, so let's move on to your letter to Albion. Oops, wait, let's fix that. And here we go. Okay, now this is something I don't want you to get into the habit of. Try Dear Examination Committee. Basically, what will happen is that when you get the sheet of paper with your question, it'll tell you start your letter Dear ... So that's what you need to pay attention to. So make sure you look for it and just get into the habit of reading that. I have never seen it say to, so just get into the habit of that. Don't forget a comma at the end as well. Okay, so here we go. I am writing in response to your letter regarding my absence from the solid state physics examination held on the 8th of July, Monday. We should say Monday, the 8th of July. My name is Irina Lubushkina, student number this. I would like to apologize for not attending the examination, case number this. I would prefer not. I apologize. Yeah, maybe you should say that. I apologize for this inconvenient situation. Or you already said I would like to apologize. So I wish this inconvenient situation could have been avoided. All right, that would have been okay. Unfortunately, I had a fever. My doctor, who I called that day in the morning, advised me to stay home for several days, referring to the fact that my illness could be contagious. He visited me in the evening and confirmed his recommendations. I could not contact the university without the with, as it was Friday evening and the telephone did not answer. I have attached, my medical certificate as evidence for my illness, I would like to request permission to take the examination on another date. I could join the group N3 that is taking the same examination under supervision of the same invigilator next Tuesday. I sincerely apologize once again. I look forward to hearing from you. Careful here. Yours faithfully. All right, that's fine. Let's talk about this now. The grammar, the language, everything is lovely. It's appropriately formal. The way you organized it is absolutely appropriate. So let's look at this. Did you apologize? Yes. Did you identify yourself? Yes. Did you explain what happened and any possible evidence? Absolutely. So where you come into a problem, Irina, is here with the resolutions. You gave one resolution, even though if you look at it, it says resolutions, plural. So that means that they didn't want you to have just one suggestion. They were looking for multiple suggestions, at least two. Okay, that's what that little S there should clue you into actually. So they do this kind of thing all the time. Like, look at bullet 3. It says an explanation of what had happened and possible evidence. So if you only do one of the two, this is really going to work against you. The same thing happens with this resolutions. If you only include one, it's like a half-answered bullet. That's how they view this. So do be careful about this. Try to avoid this kind of situation. It just requires a little more conscious reading of the prompt. Okay, and if you do that, you'll be fine. So go ahead and correct these. Again, I apologize for the computer glitch we had. And I will take a look as I saw that you sent your next essays as well. Okay, good luck.